What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Kotaku's editor-in-chief doubling down and defending the review of the PS5. So I don't want to sound like a broken record, right? When I make these videos, I get very passionate. I think people really like that. I think people like me calling out garbage for what it is. I don't want to do like the same topic like 1,000 times. I know other people may do that. I don't want to do that. I know this could maybe be perceived as that, but I want to talk about, this guy again defending it, kind of go into that rabbit hole, see where it takes me. If you guys like these more edgy, riskier stuff, and I say that, by the way, being fully transparent, just because it puts the channels more at risk. I mean, you see it across the board when people talk about more serious stuff. Now, it tends to be like if you go too politically serious, you end up getting demonetized, you can get your channel taken away, all this very weird stuff that YouTube does. I don't think that's going to happen here, but I really do want to truly thank you guys for supporting these videos and for supporting these more edgier videos in particular. I will make more of these, and I will continue calling out garbage when I see it, okay? If you guys like that, as always, make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. All my social media stuff, my Twitter, my Discord, and my second channel are all in the description below if you guys want to support any of those as well. So, for those that have missed it, the Kotaku review, I mean, I'm going to link the video. That video will be the end screen video of this video, so check that one out. It was a terrible, it had a review. It was a pretty okay review. Then they had to go political. They had to bring real-world politics in. And again, the biggest thing that I took offense with was, one, if you get a PS5, you are privileged. And number two, if you get the PS5, you seemingly are incapable. I don't know. The person said, and this is, again, like a summation of it, that with the world burning, with either Trump or Biden winning again, and oh my God, it's an old white man no matter what, with all that happening, we should all be crying, daily, like in the bathtub on that, versus enjoying free time and enjoying our lives. These people, again, can't separate the two. That's why they are forever going to just be lunatics and just forever, again, be crying daily, because they can't separate the two. So that was basically that. I had some issues. I had a lot of issues, right? We talked about that in that video. I'm sure I'll repeat some of it in this video, but here we go. Stephen Totillo, I hope I'm saying that name right. Kotaku's editor. Again, let me say that. Editor-in-chief. This is the head guy. The head guy. He tweets out yesterday, okay? Proud to have published the season's most discussed console review. Bonus, it seems to have, and I don't want to say that word, blank off a lot of the right people. So number one, the beginning was definitely, I feel like, a jab at themselves, right? There's really no other way. But yet again, I feel like he's so clouded in his mind, clearly, that maybe was literally like praise, like, hey, we literally published like the most discussed PS5 review. That's something we take a lot of credit for. That's something we're very proud of. I forgot that's what he said. Proud to have published the season's most discussed console review. So it sounds like he's making fun of them for that, but truly I don't think that's what it is. I actually feel like he's so full of himself and so full of Kotaku that that's the case. And then again, bonus, it seems to have basically made people angry, and the right people angry. Now that is the biggest. That's where I said. So I tweeted out, I said, the right people. It was stupid to anyone. You claim that if we can't separate the world burning and games were messed up, then when in reality it's the other way around. Complete garbage review. Now there were some people defending him. Those people I'm not even going to pretend. This one person said the right people who want a console review when someone reviews a console. That's a good sum of the entire thing too. That's what I take so much offense of. It got people mad, and it got the right people mad. Who are the right people? The people. So let me boil it down. Here's the answer. And again, this is why these people, and I'm not saying him in particular, although he is one of them, but people in general are lunatics, and you shouldn't be reading this review. You shouldn't be supporting Now, okay, you can support whatever you want. I've always prided myself as this, on this channel, founder, person who runs the entire thing. I've prided myself on, you can have any opinion you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, and as long as, I guess, it's backed up by facts. Like, if you think something that's just as statistically not true, well, I guess you can have that opinion, you're just not right. But besides those very specific examples, you guys can have whatever opinions you want. I think that's honestly what makes this channel very, very unique, is I don't tell you guys what to think. You go around the channels, especially channels, not to get political, but, leading into the election, these channels that had endorsed, and let's be honest, everybody only endorsed one person, but the people that endorsed the one person, and they said, hey, if you don't vote for this one person, we don't want you as fans. They're telling you, either think like us, don't dare question, and I'm not saying who I voted for, who I supported, by the way, because the point is it doesn't actually matter. What matters is they tell you this is what you need to believe, and you could say, okay, well, you're going down the rabbit hole. It actually does connect. Leading into the election, people said, okay, here's the person that we support, and you don't have a choice. If you want to like us, if you want to be a fan, if you want to donate, if you want to be a subscriber, you need to also like this person. If you don't, heaven forbid, firstly, if you don't, you're automatically gone. But heaven forbid you actually go for the other person, or a third person, or a fourth person, well, then we don't want you. Then you have no place here. And that's honestly completely against the whole idea of liberals, and I'm not saying if I am one or not, but that's opposite of them in general, where you can be whatever you want, you can think whatever you want, you can achieve whatever you want, and yet if you don't go along their path, then you are not with them, and that is the truest calling card of them. That's how you can tell they're all hypocrites. That's how I've always seen it, and hopefully, if you guys didn't realize that, and I truly do believe that's a recognizable thing. If you guys didn't realize that, hopefully I just opened some of your eyes. I honestly, truly hope that I do. But what does that have to do with this? It's the same thing. This person in the review said that the world's burning. Insulin is too overpriced. All this other stuff about electoralism, just all these political things, which is like, why are you writing for a PS5 review? Firstly, okay. So you have all that stuff, but the person said, if you can't, he didn't say this, okay? But the point was that the person said, the world's burning, the world's over, and we need to be focused on that. And we can't don't dare have your own life. Don't dare be able to separate, okay, that's the political world. I may not even be part of that in general. A lot of people don't have a clue what's going on in the world in general, and so they wouldn't even know. And you know what? While I don't necessarily agree with that, it's also completely their right. And you know what? They're probably better off in life if they don't focus on a lot of that stuff, right? Even me, I stay out of a lot of it. Now, in my personal life, maybe it's a little bit different, but here, like on Podcast Now and stuff, yeah, I'll do these kind of political-ish videos, but I talk about games. I talk about movies. That's what I do. I love doing it. I don't want to talk about the presidency, right? Now, again, I can do that in my personal life, but I'm not going to bring that into the work, and that's the whole point. This is a PS5, the PlayStation 5, the Kotaku review. That's the article name. PlayStation 5, the Kotaku review. Where does it say in there that, where is in the title, does it say we're going to talk about politics as well? It doesn't. And the whole point is whether or not you even agree with what they said, which I flat out don't agree. And then we can go down the privilege route, right? We've talked about that, which again, and that's another thing people did mention that in the last video. Is there an inherent privilege to not worrying about these things and just having an okay life? I guess, but that really demoralizes. I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but that really takes away from people. You don't want to be put down, or you don't want to say, well, they're better than you just because. Nobody's better than you. You have the right to do whatever, and that's why even for that, does privilege exist? Maybe that's going down a little bit too, of a rabbit hole. But ultimately, if you believe privilege exists, you are already lowering your bar. You're saying, well, there's excuses in the world. That's my opinion on it. I think that I feel like that's the best way of thinking about it. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys what to think, but the whole point is, well, now we have Kotaku's editor-in-chief who stands firmly behind what this person said. The person that said that if you're not crying daily, if you are not having panic attacks, which, by the way, my wife has issues with anxiety and stuff, so I'm not making fun of people that have panic attacks and stuff, but if you are literally having meltdowns daily, okay, because of all the stuff in the world, as I've said, you need help. If you do that, you need help. Factually, you need help. If you're not doing it, you would probably be considered normal. That's actually kind of the norm. That's what we should all kind of strive to. I do it every single day. I sometimes get heated with politics. I'll tell my wife, or I'll tell people in my family and stuff. But you know what? 5 seconds later, I can talk about hockey 5 seconds after I talk about that. I'm able to do that. I think that's a normal thing for people to do, okay? It's not normal for these people to do, obviously, because they can't do it, but this goes to end this. This goes further to my point that Kotaku is just not a site we should be. I mean, as I said, I was actually a fan of Kotaku. I would go to it for the news first. The Jason Schreier early years and all that's before he got completely, before he went the wrong way as well. Kotaku was a great place. They had they had breaking news. They had rumors and reports and leaks days before anybody else and people would write basically on the Kotaku stuff. And that's just gone now. I used to watch video-wise for, the weekly highlights. I don't even know if that guy is still there anymore. I don't know if they still do those things anymore. I haven't watched it in several years, but that was another thing that I really loved about it as well. And Kotaku's just not the same place. It's a place that you've seen it with them going basically bankrupt. Nobody's on their site anymore. They're losing money probably because they pay these people hundreds of thousands of dollars to write this garbage. They have the ads, 10,000 ads everywhere. It's garbage. It's a garbage site. It's going downhill. And I don't say that lightly. I really don't say that lightly. I still go on Kotaku from time to time, to see maybe they do have a report that nobody else has. But overall, this is not something that you support. In my opinion, this is something that we actively, as I'm doing in this video, as I did in that first video, I know Degenerate Jay may actually do a video on this. These are things that we need to stand up against because I really think the overwhelming majority of people, you look at my comments, you look at my viewers, you look at even the responses to his tweet, most are negative. Most are anti that article. Most are anti him. And that's what we need to do. We need to speak. Now, again, there's differences between speaking out and attacking and threatening and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying to do. And that's not what I'm doing. But we need to stand up and say, I'm going here to Kotaku, a used to be well-respected gaming site, for the review of a PS5, the next generation of consoles, and I'm being told, ultimately, that's a great console, but if I buy it, I am privileged, and I really should be worrying about other things other than gaming. On a gaming site for a gaming console, maybe the most gaming console of them all, okay? How does that make sense? How is that right? You need to be able to separate the two. I saw many people say, there's nothing inherently wrong with what he said. I don't agree. I think there is. But but you can have your own opinions, not going to have mine. But this should have been written as a different article. I'd agree. If you did an opinion piece on, that people should be worrying about politics instead of gaming, on your gaming site, it would still be stupid. It would still be wrong. Who would go on a gaming site to read that? I would have all the same talking points, but at least it's an opinion piece. At least it has nothing to do with a PS5 review, right? It would still be wrong in my mind. I would still not agree with it whatsoever, but it's their right to do it. It's their right to write whatever they want on Kotaku. It's also our right to never go on it again, and that's what I'm going to try to do going forward, and I hope other people do as well. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Are you done with Kotaku? Do you not like this stuff? Let me know your opinions on this in the comments below. As always, again, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so these videos actually reach you. I do several videos, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 videos a day on this channel. So notifications won't send for all of them, but to have the bell icon turned on is definitely a step in the right direction. Again, my Twitter, Podcast Now 15, if you guys aren't following me there. My Discord, and also my second channel, Podcast Now Plus. All 3 of those links are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.